When she saw my county retirement specialist.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Harlingen City Commission. It is 5:34 p.m. We'll call this meeting to order. It has been duly posted as required by state law. We have a quorum of the City Commission as everyone is present. At this time, I'll ask for everyone to please rise as Commissioner Bettis leads us in our invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community. Grant us wisdom, humility, and unity as we discuss matters that impact the lives of our residents. May our decisions reflect fairness, integrity, and a commitment to the greater good. Bless our city, its leaders, and its people. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Now the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mark?
Under state law, a conflict of interest exists if a commission member or certain members of that person's family has a qualifying financial interest in an agenda item. Members with a conflict of interest cannot participate in the discussion nor vote on the agenda item. Are there any known conflicts of interest to disclose at this time?
None.
Yes, one at 10E.
None?
None.
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 Okay. Item 3, announcements. With respect to items not listed elsewhere on this agenda, the City Commission may report on items of community interest, including announcing community events, announcing employee or community recognitions. Items 3A, Mayor's announcements. Mayor, do you have any announcements to disclose?
I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Since we did not have our first meeting, it landed on New Year's Day, and City Hall was closed, and gave an opportunity for the commission to spend time with their families. So just want to wish everyone in the city of Harlingen, and of course all of our incredible city staff, a Happy New Year.
Okay. Item 3B, City Manager's announcements. Mr. Gonzalez, do you have anything to announce?
I don't have anything, thank you.
Okay. Item 3C, City Commission member announcements. Commissioners, do you have anything to announce?
I just want to thank Mr. Oscar Garcia, Mr. Acivas from Co-Compliance and Public Works for all the assistance in our District 1 neighborhood revitalization walkthrough we did last Saturday.
None.
The only thing I want to say is, Ms. Amanda, thank you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're surrounded with your family. God bless you. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
I was actually going to do what Frank did, but I'll wait till we give you the proclamation. But again, thank you, Amanda, for everything.
We love you, Amanda.
Just as an FYI, Mayor, Amanda retired yesterday, and her husband's going to retire Friday. So they get the rest of their lives together in retirement. So congratulations to both of you.
Awesome. If you're planning any cruises or any trips, maybe I fit in the luggage. All right, moving on.
Okay. Moving on to item 4, proclamation, presentation of awards. Item 4A, Harlingen Animal Shelter Pet of the Week.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission. Tonight, Angela has brought Nezuko, who we believe is a Husky Shepherd mix. She's about 2 years old. She is potty trained and crate trained, so she's housebroken. She's spayed, she's current on all of her vaccinations, and she knows a few basic commands: sit, stay, shake, things like that. And she has been with the Harlingen Animal Shelter since November 19th, and she is looking for her forever home. So, I would also like to say that our streak continues. AJ is who we had here at the end of December, is in a foster to adopt home, and we expect him to be adopted within the next week or so.
Fantastic.
So things continue to look great. We keep continuing, striving for as many adoptions as we can get. The shelter's still doing off-site adoptions. and on-site adoptions. Anybody who's interested in Nezuko or any of the animals at the shelter is welcome to go by 1106 Markowski or call the animal shelter at 216-5250.
She's a beauty.
I think she's wearing burnt orange, Gabe.
Oh, she is.
And look at you, what are you wearing?
Me?
Yes, maroon.
No. This is red.
Thank you.
Item B, Mayor's Business of the Month, Just Fresh.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So we have the Mayor's Business of the Month, which has been happening since September of 2023 and going strong. And this is where we introduce local businesses to you that we just really feel you should know about. So before I tell you who that is, I'll let you watch a video we've prepared for you.
Hi, my name is Janie Leja, and I'm the owner of Just Fresh. So we've built Just Fresh as a brand to provide meals with fresh ingredients. We cater to various meal restrictions or meal plans. We are known for our chicken salads. Our chicken salads are our most popular option for everyone. Other than that, we provide homemade meals made fresh that morning. We came from a big family, so we'd cook for, the masses and relatives and all that. Family get-togethers are always big, so we always had to kind of figure out what are we taking to the next get-together. I did get laid off from my job, so after that layoff, I decided to go into cooking for dealerships, delivering meals. We would do various things. We got into meal preps, and that's kind of one of the menu options, or one of the options on our menu is our prepped meals. But that really is just our love for cooking, family, and how it brings our families together. So you can find us at 1501 South H Street. We are located across Plains Capital Bank. Easy access right off the expressway. You can find us here Monday through Friday from 10 to 3 p.m. We are closed Saturdays and Sundays, but we are open for caterings as well. We do cater events, quinceañeras, weddings, whatever type of party you might have. Mayor Norma has done an incredible job at supporting local businesses, small businesses. So, our staff would like to thank you for choosing us as Business of the Month, and it's greatly appreciated.
So as you saw, the first Mayor's Business of the Month for 2025 is Just Fresh, and so I would like to invite the owner, Miss Janie, if you'd like to come and say a few words.
And maybe Mr. Just Fresh, too.
I'd like to thank the City of Harlingen for making it so easy. I get emotional to open a business in Harlingen. This is our 6th year in business. We've been here for 3 years. And the staff from the health department, Mayor Norma, everybody's been incredible. I never want to leave, but I don't know if my husband has something to say.
No, I'm good. Doing good.
I'm an emotional person, but thank you, everybody. Lots of familiar faces in this room. Thank you for choosing us day after day and keeping us in business and choosing local. Thank you.
Well, don't leave, Janie. I just want to say just a few words. I want to thank you for taking the time and being here and doing what you do for our community. I know it's not easy. Opening a small business is a risk, and both of you are, you just Mr. and Mrs. Courage is what I would say. The fact that you put yourself out there and you're doing what it is that you love is an inspiration to all of us. We're excited. For those that don't know, Janie was with me yesterday at the Coffee with the Mayor, and Harlingen is gearing up. We've got Parks Department here too. We're going to be part of the RGV Challenge, and so we are hoping that everyone decides to eat fresh and visits Just Fresh to help them along the way with this challenge in the Rio Grande Valley. I think it's the 13th year, I believe, that this challenge is going on, and so we're excited for Harlingen to participate, and we thank you for what you do again for our community. You and your family are lovely, and we know that you're going to continue to expand and do great things in our community. So thank you. And I don't know if the commission has anything to say. This is your district, I believe. We'd love to take a picture with you as well, unless, Commissioner, if you have any words.
Nope, thank you. I spoke with your mom earlier. She wanted to make sure she was able to take some pictures. She did, and she's going to take some more.
Wonderful.
She just doesn't realize it just yet. So, we thank you.
We can take you.
Perfect. If, in the front row, if you guys want to take 2 steps to the left, there we go. There's perfect. 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you.
So we encourage all of the citizens of Harlingen to visit Just Fresh and try the chicken salad. It's phenomenal. All right, moving on.
Okay. Moving on to item 4C, proclamation, National Society Daughters of the American Revolution.
So we have a proclamation to present to the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, and I'll read the proclamation, which reads as follows before I invite Ms. Thomasita Leip to come and say a few words. Whereas July 4th, 2026, our nation will commemorate the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And whereas the journey towards this historic milestone is an opportunity to reflect on our nation's past, honor contributions of all Americans, and look ahead to the future generations who will carry forward the ideals of democracy and individual liberty that make the United States a unique nation in the world community. And whereas the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution is a non-political women's service organization established in 1890, whose members are lineally descended from patriots of the American Revolution. And whereas through the President General's leadership, all daughters are spending the next 3 years celebrating Stars and Stripes forever and rejoicing in our DAR ties of service and friendship by celebrating our nation's rich history and diversity, promoting belonging through membership and dedicated service to God, home, and country. And by completing projects in unique, local, and impactful ways, and whereas the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party in 2023 until the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 2033, daughters are celebrating our nation's rich history and diversity of experience by honoring all men and women who achieved American independence. These patriots, believing the noble cause of liberty, fought valiantly to establish a new nation, and whereas the Lieutenant Thomas Barlow chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution has purchased 2 trees in honor of memory of our patriots and all veterans who have bravely served our country. We proudly donate these trees to the City of Harlingen to be placed as a living tribute at the Veterans Memorial Pavilion at Pendleton Park on February 19th of 2025. Now therefore it be resolved that I, Norma Sepulveda, the Mayor of the City of Harlingen, commend this commemoration to all our city and county state residents in the City of Harlingen and urge all citizens to join in honoring the owners, leadership, and staff for their remarkable dedication and service. Ms. Leip, if you'd like to come up.
Good evening. I'm Thomasita Leip, Regent of the Lieutenant Thomas Barlow. We are so pleased that y'all have accepted our planting of our 2 trees at the Veterans Park for the celebration of the 250th anniversary of our country. And on February the 19th at 1 o'clock, we will be planting these trees. And our chapter is so happy that y'all have accepted this for us, for our celebration at the Veterans Park. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. If we can have a photo with the commission, and I just want to tell you that we're the ones that are thankful. We're blessed for your donation and for considering us, and we are more than happy to partner with you in this. And we're excited and looking forward to the planting of the trees. Can we get a photo? Would that be okay?
If you don't mind, we would appreciate it. We try to
Cup of tea, toss the tea party.
There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Item 4D, proclamation, Ms. Amanda C. Elizondo, 13 years and 7 months of service to the city of Harlingen.
So our next proclamation is very, very special, and we are honoring Amanda C. Elizondo's retirement. And I will read the proclamation as follows. Whereas Amanda faithfully served the city of Harlingen as city secretary for 13 years and 7 months, demonstrating unwavering commitment, exceptional professionalism, and a steadfast dedication to public service during her tenure, she's been instrumental in ensuring the integrity and transparency of the city records, administrating elections with the highest standard of excellence, and fostering trust between city government and its residents. And whereas Amanda has displayed exemplary leadership in managing the operations of City Secretary's office, ensuring compliance with local, state, and federal regulations, and maintaining the highest level of service to the citizens of Harlingen, has been a valued member of the city administration, offering institutional knowledge, and has contributed to the success of numerous city elections, record management projects, codification of city ordinances, preservation of historical documents such as ordinances, resolutions, deed records, contracts, and numerous other duties. And whereas prior to coming to the city of Harlingen, Amanda started as a volunteer at the city of Weslaco, Texas, was later hired as the city secretary. And after 35 years, she retired from the city of Weslaco. And whereas in 1984, she enrolled in the Texas Municipal Clerks Certification Program to familiarize herself with the duties and functions of the Office of City Secretary to hold traditional and rightful standing as an officer of the municipality. Graduated as a Texas Registered City Secretary number 118. On June 2011, graduated from the University of Texas at Pan American, the William P. Hobby Center for Public Service of Texas State University as a certified public manager and nationally accredited public manager certification. And whereas the certification program is recognized and endorsed by Section 22.074 of the Local Government Code, Vernon's Texas annotated, the statute mandates recertification every 5 years. And whereas Amanda is currently a member of the International Institute of Municipal Clerks for the past 40 years, Texas Municipal Clerks Association, served as president of the Lower Rio Grande Valley Secretaries Chapter, secretary to the Texas Municipal League Region 12 Board of Directors, South Texas Business Administration Advisory Board, and served in the following TMCA committees: Resolutions in 1997, Scholarship 1999, and Chairperson in 2000, and Historian in 2013, and was awarded Distinguished Service Award in 2022 in appreciation for the significant career-long contributions made to promote the municipal clerk profession and TMCA, and was recognized at International Municipal Clerks Conference and was presented with an award in record management, and during her tenure as city secretary and local registrar in Westlake, Texas, was awarded the exemplary 5-star service award from the Texas Department of State Health Services repeatedly every year. Whereas Amanda's dedication to fostering a welcoming and efficient environment has positively impacted city staff, elected officials, and residents alike, leaving a legacy of integrity, diligence, kindness, and upon Amanda's retirement, the City of Harlingen wishes to honor and celebrate Amanda's distinguished career, countless contributions, and enduring impact on the community. Now therefore, I, Norma Sepulveda, the Mayor of the City of Harlingen, on behalf of the City Commission and residents of the City of Harlingen, do hereby proclaim January 15th, 2025 as Amanda C. Elizondo's Day in the City of Harlingen, Texas. Be it further resolved that we extend our deepest gratitude to Amanda for her outstanding service and congratulate her on her well-earned retirement. We wish her joy, health, and fulfillment in all future endeavors. Miss Amanda, if you'd like to come up.
Oh, it's a long, such a long proclamation. But I'd like to read something to the commission, if I may. As I stand here today, I feel a mix of emotions, gratitude, reflection, and of course, a touch of excitement for what lies ahead. Retirement marks the end of a significant chapter, but also the beginning of a new opportunities, adventures, and growth. Looking back, I'm deeply proud of the journey that brought me here. When I retired from the city of Westlake as city secretary after 35 years, the city of Harlingen offered me the position of city secretary. During my 13 years and 7 months journey, I came across leaders who became mentors and friends and who always inspired me to do better. I want to take a moment to thank my family as well, City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez, Mayor Norma Sepulveda, and the City Commissioners for their support. My staff, Assistant City Secretary Ermelinda Gonzalez, Administrative Assistant Cynthia Vargas, and Christina Menchaca for their support and dedication to the Office of the City Secretary. While I will miss the daily routines and activities of the City Secretary's office, I will be looking forward to another chapter in my life, enjoying family time, traveling, and spending more time with my grandkids. As I step into this new phase, I leave with a heart full of great gratitude and a lifetime of memories. I wish my staff the very best, and may they continue to succeed as well as the Harlingen team. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. I will cherish these moments forever, and I hope to stay connected with many of you. Thank you so much for your support. I truly mean that.
Don't go anywhere, Amanda. I'm sure that everybody on this city commission has a few words to share with you, but I do just briefly, I just want to tell you how much I respect you and value you. You are so kind and generous with your time, and we appreciate you so much. I'm going to miss all of the stories that you tell me, and they're good stories, so for the family that's here. I know how much you love your grandchildren, and your eyes light up whenever you're talking about them, so I know you're going to have an amazing time spending time with them, and we are just blessed to have had you here. We thank you for your service. We're excited for you. It is going to be interesting when I walk out and you're not there, because just I think it was I don't even know what day it is anymore, but it was like 8 o'clock at night, and and Grandma and Mom and wife was still here at City Hall waiting for me to sign proclamations and resolutions. And I know it's going to be a transition because you're so used to your routine, but I know that this next chapter of your life is going to be absolutely amazing, and you're going to bless those around you. So thank you so much. We're going to miss you.
Thank you.
And I don't know if anyone,
All I want to say is thank you. You're a lady that lights up the room, no matter what, no matter who. You're always happy to see me. I was always happy to see you. I never once contacted you for request for assistance. I didn't get it immediately. So we love you, babe. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amanda, thank you so much for everything. I think these two nailed it. Coming here and seeing you just always makes my day better. You're just that person. I don't care how rough it is at the office or on the streets. You've just always been just phenomenal. I'm going to miss you always being ready because I'm never prepared with pens or, like, hey, Daniel, wrap it up. You're talking too much. And so I'm going to miss all the assistance you've given me and all the love you've given us. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace and love and safe travels in all of life.
What can I say? We thank you, we wish you well, and your family's there, and that's the blessing. Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Amanda, from the first time 4 years ago when I first walked in these doors to turn in my application to run, you've always been there. You've always given words of encouragement. Whenever I wanted some answers, like they said, you were right there. And I appreciate everything that you've always done. To your family, I told you this downstairs, but you guys are blessed to have such a wonderful lady, sir, as a wife, as a mother, as a grandma. She's awesome. She's incredible. And enjoy the time that you're going to have with her now because we're going to miss her. But now it's her time to spend with you guys. And, I wish you the best, Amanda.
Thank you so much, sir.
Mayor, I'd just like to add that I want to thank you, Amanda, also for what you've done. I had been involved in almost everything that the city secretary does, except for the elections. And I thank you for that, because when it came to the elections, I would say, I don't know, you got to talk to Amanda. You're not talking to me about that. So thank you for taking that part of the job away. It made it easier for me, easier for the city. And so I know it hasn't been easy to do that because it's difficult sometimes, but I want to thank you for doing it with grace and with dignity. So thank you so much.
Sir. Yes, thank you.
and now we would love a picture with Amanda. Come on, Gabe.
It's a huge one.
It's bigger than you, Amanda. I don't know, but yes.
Can you guys shift a little bit this way? There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
You want to come over here?
Yeah. Thank you.
Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3. Got it.
kind of day. That's a good question. I know.
I joked to these guys that we only get like 2 days out of the year that I can wear it, right? So I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I can do it. Next week, it's winter blast, I gotta be there, so I'm excited.
Yes.
All right, moving on.
Now we have a proclamation to Chief of Police Michael Kester, 35 years of service to the city of Harlingen.
We have another very special proclamation, and we are honoring Chief Kester's retirement, and I will read the proclamation as follows. Whereas Michael Kester, Police Chief, has announced that he will be retiring after 35 years of dedicated service with the Harlingen Police Department effective February 4th of 2025, he has served in the department in various capacities with more than 23 years in executive leadership roles and the only department he has worked for. And whereas Chief Kester began his law enforcement career on February 5th of 1990, quickly rose through the ranks. He was promoted to sergeant in 1993, lieutenant in 2001, captain in 2003, was retitled to deputy chief in 2012, served as interim chief in 2011 for 6 months, and on December 15th was appointed assistant chief of staff by former police chief Jeffrey Atkins on May 15th of 2019 and was appointed chief of police. And whereas throughout his career, Chief Kester has worked and supervised every division of the police department, including the patrol division, city jail, training, records, support services, and the criminal investigations division. As chief of police, he oversaw the department's operations, including 144 sworn-in officers and 53 civilian personnel. And whereas Chief Kester has built a distinguished career through his commitment to the safety and well-being of the Harlingen community, he has served with dedication and distinction as chief of police for 35 years and has exemplified the highest standards of leadership, integrity, and professionalism through his journey. And whereas Chief Kester is married to Deborah, his wife, and they have 4 children and 11 grandchildren, a graduate of Unity College in Maine with a Bachelor of Science degree in 1988, Chief Kester has also earned significant law enforcement credentials, including graduating from the 53rd Law Enforcement Management Institute of Texas, Bill Blackwood Leadership Command College at Sam Houston University in 2006. In 2019, he became a certified public manager from the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and earned the respect and admiration of his peers and the citizens of the city of Harlingen. And whereas Chief Kester has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the safety and well-being of our community, implementing innovative strategies to reduce crime and strengthen community relations, and has been a mentor and role model to his colleagues, inspiring them to uphold the values of public service. Now therefore be resolved that we recognize Chief Kester for his outstanding service and express our deepest gratitude for his dedication, sacrifice, and tireless efforts in protecting our community. We extend our best wishes to Chief Kester as he embarks on a well-deserved retirement. Chief, if you'd like to come up.
Thank you. No. Mayor, Commissioners, especially City Manager Gonzalez, I want to thank you for the years, especially as Chief, for all your support and help, because it's a tough enough job, but without the support of all of you, it would have been even tougher, and I probably wouldn't have lasted that long. But, if you had asked me 35 years ago if I would have been standing here in front of you as Chief, I never would have thought that. It's been an incredible career, and it's been a pleasure to work for the city of Harlingen. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not a native of the Valley or Harlingen. And as Commissioner Kinsley knows, as a son of a military man, you move around a lot. So we ended up down here at one point, and I had to come back because this was my favorite place. And Maine was too cold. But it really has been a pleasure, and thank you again for all your support. And we will be having a formal transition or retirement ceremony at the PD. So, of course, you all are welcome. I know one of you have to work, at least. But Commissioner Pettis, I again, thank you for your support. So that's all I got.
Well, thank you, Chief. I think I speak for everyone here, and we're just so honored that you have been with the City of Harlingen for 35 years. That's an exceptional career. You lead with integrity. The entire department supports you. That's a hard thing to accomplish, and every single officer that I've encountered have nothing but great things to say about you. It says a lot about your character, about how you lead, and how you are just one of that brotherhood that you have within the department. And so we appreciate you so much. We know that you're a family man too, and that, I think, is what makes you an incredible leader. You have a big heart, and what you do for your family and what you do for your work family, and we all appreciate it. And the citizens of Harlingen are better off because you're at the helm of the organization. So we appreciate you. We wish you all the luck and happiness, and I know it's going to be hard, just like I told Amanda, your routines, but this next chapter of your life, you deserve it, and I wish you, God bless you and your family, and nothing but happiness.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I was fortunate the other day, I had an opportunity to go to the retirement for the assistant chief at the fire department. Chief Kester was there, so I got to say a few words about him as well and when I spoke. But as he said in 1990, when he graduated from the academy, the thought of 35 years later, still having the uniform on, never crossed his mind. And I know exactly what that's like. And as I told him, it's you reach that point where it's no longer a commitment; it's your life. And the bad thing is, as you go on and get better and better, your head continues to grow until it pops through your hair, and you end up looking like the chief and I. But God bless you, brother.
Thank you. Chief, just thank you so much for everything. I know that every time I reached out to you, you took immediate action. What I loved about you is your steady leadership. You never got high, you never got low. It was always, you were just calm no matter what. And then, even though you're not from Harlingen, you represent all the best qualities of Harlingen and everything you've done. And so you've always represented us with honor and integrity. And I hope that your successor, whoever that may be, has big shoes to fill, but can live up to at least half the person you are, because we'll be doing well with that. Thank you.
Kester, straight up guy. Peace and love, safe travels in life, and the best of health to you and your wife.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Chief, like everybody else, I want to say thank you. I know that I've called on you on several occasions, and you've always answered. I can never thank you for that. I do realize your time as a chief is limited because you had so much going on, but I do thank you. See, thank you for answering, taking my calls when you could have very easily passed it on to somebody else. Thanks again.
Thank you.
I think it's safe to say after 35 years, you're adopted. So you're part of Harlingen now. So thank you for all your service, Chief. You were incredible, and you're going to be missed. I wish you the best of luck in retirement.
I did mean to add that Harlingen is my hometown, so I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be here.
Good.
Awesome. Don't be calling the police for anything. I'm kidding. We'd love to take a photo after Gabe has an opportunity to say a few words.
Mayor, I would like to echo what you said, that you can judge how great a leader someone is in their departments by the condition that they left it in. And I think when you reflect back on the police department and all the accolades that they've achieved, how the officers function, how they solve crimes, how they go after somebody tenaciously and don't give up till they catch the bad guy, I think that reflects on you. And I think you ought to be commended for doing a great job. And speaking of phones, because of my job, one of the only downside of being a chief of police is that when I get a call from him, after hours, late at night, it's never good. And I know that when we had bad information to convey to the commission, you guys did such a great job in following up and not letting that case go, that crime go unsolved, and you stayed on top of it till you actually caught the suspect. And so I want to thank you for instilling that in your men and women of your department. And I'll definitely miss you. Not being able to call you and ask you a question about an incident that happened, because you have such a great institutional memory about the police department. Not having that there anymore is going to be missed. So thank you, and I hope you and your wife and your family enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
If you guys can take like 2 steps to the left. There you go. To the right, you're right. Thinking on myself. Okay, ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
Callista, it would be great, you don't have to do it up here, if you could get a picture of the chief and Amanda together with their proclamations. All right, moving on. Okay.
Moving on to item 5, citizen communication. At this time, the public is invited to address the city commission and speak on any matter not specifically listed for public hearing elsewhere in this agenda. Please note that the city commission members may not respond to comments or deliberate on topics addressed. Mary, we had a total of 5 citizens communications. First one up is Raymond Reyes.
Come on up, Mr. Reyes.
Raymond Reyes, 706 Nantucket. I hope everybody had a good holiday, good New Year, some time off. And well, now that all that is over and elections are finally done with and we can move forward and get back to the job at hand, I'd just like to say Amanda's always been very, very helpful whenever I call. And in some instances, some of you know I call a lot. I question a lot of things, but that's just what I do. The chief, I didn't know he was retiring, but a very good guy. He's always been very helpful with the businesses in the downtown area. I know I've reached out to him on several different occasions, always made himself available. He's got an excellent staff. I think he's done a wonderful job as well. But now that I'm done with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. So with the new year comes new things. There's been always questionable decisions have been made. My thing is that we need to make the right decisions for the right reasons. As elected officials, you have the responsibility. The voters trust you to do the right things for the right reasons, not necessarily for personal gain. And I hope that's not the case for the individuals in front of me, which I'm not going to say I know that for sure. You never really know anything until you find out something. Let's put it that way. I'm always one to act. I'm not shy. I'm a Scorpio. We just jump in there and sort things out. And whoever's left standing is left standing. I've been very fortunate to have been blessed, in my opinion, by my family always being supportive, and supporting local businesses is, I think, a very key thing that we need to do, especially in downtown. Downtown has been lacking in a lot of things, but I think with the right adjustments, we can catch up. Again, I've been doing business, my family's been doing business here since 1976. I might know a little bit of what I'm talking about. So if we can go ahead and make the appropriate changes to give the downtown businesses a boost, not just economically, but with better security, it would help out a lot. That some of those subjects were touched on in the last meeting, but I think if we can continue moving forward with that and continue revitalizing Harlingen, we still have a chance. And not that Harlingen's not a great place, because I'm still here. It's my home, even though I was born and raised in San Antonio, and I go back and forth. But I like Harlingen. Now it's embedded in me, no matter what. So positive thing. Let's just keep moving forward. And the buzzer beat me this time. But oh well. Thank you, and y'all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Maribel Reina.
Thank you for the opportunity, Mayor and City Commission. I believe this afternoon I emailed all 5 commissioners as well as the mayor a letter and a set of signatures from the 2 streets that are parallel to a proposed park that was imposed on us, apparently. On January 2nd, District 5, Rene Perez, Commissioner, asked the community around the property on 3204 South Palm Court Drive to come together and provide our feedback on a possible park that will be built in that donated piece, is my understanding. And I encourage you to read the letter that I emailed all of the commissioners on all of the instances as to why we are opposed to that park that neighbors a total of 17 private properties. And so I encourage the commission to put us officially on their agenda in the next meeting so that all of the residents can speak and talk about the concerns that they have about this park, but also give space for those people who agree to the park, if that is in fact the case, Commissioner. And so I want to officially request that the commission include that in their next meeting. Read the email that I sent to you all, and also take into consideration there are other residents in that area that are interested in signing that letter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Reina.
Okay. Next, we have Mr. Ron Lozano.
I wanted to commend and sort of some of the stuff well, this is what I just finished telling Amanda, that I'm reinforcing what was stated, that she had a lot of grace and dignity. And so if I could ask one other term, besides what I had thought of earlier, is that she also had a lot of aplomb. And the other 35-year type employee, the chief, I think also shares those attributes. And so I wanted to at least let him hear that. And hopefully, since he still has some days up ahead, that he'll continue that same fortitude. That particular kind of environment requires courage, which is, well, not always displayed from my perspective, but certainly these 2 employees were capable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lozano.
Next, we have Ms. Michelle Wigginton.
Hello, my name is Michelle Wigington. My address is 8009 Esquire Lane. On December 14th, the runoff election day, I was outside the UTRGV Medical Education Building when 3 Harlingen police officers pulled up in response to a false 911 call made by District 3 Commissioner Mike Mesmar in retaliation of a voter exercising their freedom of speech. I have requested and received the 911 audio, body camera footage, and incident report. I was also a witness to the lead-up. Mike Mesmar came out of the building with 2 poll workers in tow, approached and began taunting his victim while trying to convince the poll workers to enforce his will. When the poll workers abandoned Mesmar's petty pursuit, he continued his attempts to escalate the verbal disagreement that he had started. Bystanders were able to successfully de-escalate the situation, and the target of Mesmar's frustration had walked away. Undeterred, Mesmar called in Harlingen PD to continue the assault. On the 911 audio, sorry, I'm anxious. Mesmar starts off about the signs, and when that fails to elicit a response, he stresses that he is the District 3 Commissioner and he needs officers to talk to the guy at the voting location. UTRGV building, Mesmar claims he's acting out, being belligerent, he's severely mentally ill, he's arguing with people, he ran away, he's with his son now. What he did not report was a crime, a fear for his safety, or even an ongoing disturbance. So why was Harlingen PD so willing to dispatch 3 squad cars as a priority 1 out of their jurisdiction to a voting location just to harass and intimidate voters on behalf of this multi-term incumbent? Does the body support Mike Mesmar's conduct or the use of law enforcement in this manner? I have recordings available to anybody that wants to see them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Wigginton.
Okay. Next, we have Jacques Royale.
Good evening, Jacques Royal, 19514 Rio Rancho Road. I just want to utilize this time to formally introduce myself. I am a retired vet, medically retired vet, retired down into the valley on my own. I've been introduced to several members, and I just wanted to take this time to introduce myself to the rest. I look forward to working with you guys. I wear many hats besides my veteran hat, father and grandfather. I'm also a cinematographer, screenwriter, entrepreneur, and I'm in the entertainment and restaurant business. We've talked about several other things to include the diversity within the city of Harlingen, and you guys looking forward to me bringing Soulful Elegance, which is to be an elegant African-American inspired cuisines into the footprint of Harlingen, and hopefully get recognized and put on your tourism, and hope it helps with the tourism down here. That is it. Thank you for your time. See you later.
Thank you, Mr. Royal.
That concludes our citizen communication, Mayor. So we'll move on to item 6, approval of minutes. Item 6A, regular meeting of November 20th, 2024. And item 6B, regular meeting of December 4th, 2024.
Is there any amendments to the minutes? Okay. If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor, say
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Item 7, consent agenda. No discussion is anticipated on any of the items in this section because they are routine business, were included in the budget adoption process, or have been previously discussed as a staff report or discussion item. These items will be considered collectively by a single vote unless a commission member requests an item be removed from the consent agenda.
Is there any items that need to be removed from the
Yes.
consent?
K, please.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Is there a motion to approve the remaining of the consent agenda minus K?
Motion to approve.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't hear what.
Okay.
K. Okay. We got a motion from Commissioner
Second.
Rodriguez, second from Mesmer. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Item K, Consideration and possible action to approve the removal and disposal of approximately 13,000 square feet of asbestos containing textured material at Casa del Sol, and to award contract to RL Abatement, Inc. for $109,000. Public Works.
All right, Commissioner?
Yes, this 109,000, this is going to be deducted from the 1 million that you started off with, correct?
That's correct.
No, I opposed it before. I'm opposing this one here.
And if we could, I think, Gabe had given an instruction when things are not unanimous to,
Well,
right?
This is brand new. We hadn't discussed this before. What he was talking about is allocating the $1 million from the hot funds to the Casa del Sol.
Oh, that's right, sorry. Different items,
Yeah, they're
same
different items.
subject.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am, that's correct.
All right. Okay, so noted. Any other discussion? No? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries.
Item 8, staff reports and other discussion items. Items in this section are not expected to require action by City Commission and are generally for information only. However, any item listed in this section may become an action item at a future meeting with the request of the mayor or after the request of any two commission members or the city manager. Item 8A, City Manager's Report.
The only thing I have is that at the next meeting, we're going to have a report from the library. So we're going to start up the departmental reports. So that's all I have.
I don't know if you want to remind everybody that we'll have the homelessness report on the second week of February.
Good point. In the report that we hired Robert Marbeau to conduct for us, he's already finished his field work. We had a preliminary meeting with the mayor and myself and him over Zoom to have him present the findings, and he's going to start writing up his final report. So we'll have something at the second meeting in February, and he'll be here to make that presentation.
Okay, and item 8B, we have none to disclose.
That's
Okay,
correct.
So we'll move on to item 9. Public hearings. At this time, the mayor will invite members of the public who have filled out the public hearing and the citizen communication form to address each item listed in this section. Please limit your comments to the topic of that public hearing. If more than one public hearing is being held, you will be allowed to speak during each topic, provided you have filled out the public hearing and citizen communication form for the appropriate topic. If you are signed up for 2 or more public hearings, you will be limited to 5 minutes for all topics. Mayor, we have no public hearings to disclose.
Okay, so we'll just go through these really quick. 9A, public hearing for a rezoning request from not designated district to general retail district for a 2.273 acre tract of land out of the extreme northwest corner of Block 176, Adams Garden Subdivision C, located at the southeast corner of Bass Boulevard and Palace Drive. At this time, we'll open the public hearing. Having no one here to speak for or against or anyone signed up, we'll close the public hearing. Item 9B, public hearing for rezoning request from Light Industry District to Planned Development District to allow 32 feet wide streets with 50-foot right-of-way and smaller lot sizes for a 393-lot single-family development on a property bearing a legal description of 73.69 acre tract of land, more or less, out of and forming a part of blocks 28, 36, and 37 Palmetto subdivision, located along the south side of Grimes Avenue, approximately 6,500 feet east of Loop 499. This time we'll open the public hearing on this item, having no one here to speak for or against. No one signed up. We will close the public hearing. 9C, public hearing for the voluntary annexation of a 479.25 acre tract of land out of Survey 279 and all the existing right-of-way from the 3 county roads adjacent to the subject property, also known as Bob Euchre Street, from Rio Hondo Road to Woodall Avenue. Woodall Avenue from Bob Euchre Street west 764.44 feet, and the unnamed county right-of-way along the east side of the subject property located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Loop 499. This time we'll open the public hearing, having no one here to speak for or against the item, and no one signed up. We will close the public hearing.
Okay. Moving on to item 10, action items. City Commission will discuss, consider, and take any action deemed necessary on items listed in this section, including the adoption of a resolution or an ordinance. Item 10A, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a rezoning request from not designated district to general retail district for a 2.273 acre tract of land out of the extreme northwest corner of Block 176 Adams Garden, Subdivision C, located at the southeast corner of Bass Boulevard and Palace Drive. Applicant AEC Engineering, Planning and Development.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, rezoning from not designated N District General Retail GR District for a 2.273 acre tract of land more or less out of the extreme northwest corner of Block 176, Adams Garden Subdivision C, located at the southeast corner of Bass Boulevard, FM 800, and Pal East Drive.
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10B, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a rezoning request from Light Industry District to Planned Development District to allow 32 feet wide streets with 50 feet right-of-way and smaller lot sizes for a 393-lot single-family development on a property bearing a legal description for a 73.69 acre tract of land, more or less out of and forming a part of blocks 28, 36, and 37, Palmetto subdivision located along the south side of Grimes Avenue, approximately 6,500 feet east of Lot 499. Applicant Francisco Arriaga, Planning and Development.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, rezoning from Light Industry LI District to Planned Development PD District to allow 30-foot wide streets with 50 feet right-of-way and smaller lot sizes for a 393-lot single-family development on a property bearing a legal description of 73.69 acre tract of land, more or less out of and forming a part of blocks 28, 36, and 37, Palmetto subdivision located along the south side of Grimes Avenue, approximately 6,500 feet east of Loop 499, providing for publication and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
Give me a second, I have a few questions.
Commissioner?
How many homes are going to be built in this area?
When the project is completed, 393.
393. How many entrances will you have?
So they're showing one entrance on Grimes. Eventually, there will be more entrances on the south side.
On the south
And then
side?
there's one connection to Bob Euchre to the east.
Okay, right now, Bob Euchre, that area is just a dirt road. And next to that, you have telephone poles. And you have a drainage ditch. And then you have a canal. How wide is that road going to be, and who's going to pay for it?
So by ordinance, they have to pave the side street, and it's a 24-foot section.
24-foot?
24-foot rural section.
Okay,
So
and
that's what we can require by ordinance.
All right. Then on the south side of that, you have the railroad tracks and nothing else other than brush. Who's going to pay for that, to clear that up and open the street?
So there's Stabat connections to the south.
There's a what?
Stabat connections to the south. So if you see, those streets are projected to extend to the south. There's two of them. So when the property develops to the south, that's when they're going to be required to connect.
And they're going to connect how far?
Depending on how the property to the south develops.
So it'll be a dead end until it develops?
Correct. And this project will be developed in phases. So I think the first phase is going to be the north 1/3, and then the second 1/3, and so on and so forth. It's not going to be developed all in one. So right now you're kind of approving the master plan, but it will be constructed in phases.
But right now you'll have one entrance, one exit, correct?
One entrance here on Grimes, and then another one over here. One here, and another one over here.
Okay, because those other two, they're going to lead into that dirt road and into that ditch and canal.
correct.
So you're going to get that street up and going?
Yes, whenever the property to the south develops, and that's when we require
That's when you're
those.
going to open the other two
Yeah,
sides?
that's when the people will be able to exit to the south.
Okay, because right now, I think you pointed to the top portion, correct?
Yes, that will be phase one. This
Phase
portion.
one, all right. And you're going to have two entrance or exits in that portion, correct?
Actually, three, one in the north side on Grimes and then two on Bob Euchre.
But that's what I'm telling you. Bob Euchre is nothing more than just dirt. Right now, if you go there, it's just mud.
Yes, but it's going to be during the subdivision construction, they will be required to pave it 24 feet wide. And that's the subdivision ordinance.
This is just a rezoning.
Yes.
And then when they come in with the subdivision process, that's when all these other issues have to be resolved.
Yes, that's when you're going to have the list of conditions.
Right.
And that's going to be a condition that you're going to see.
Including the drainage plan that has to be approved by the city engineer.
And the drainage report has already been approved.
Okay, oh, because it's a plan development.
Exactly.
That's right, okay.
But yeah, right now it's just the zoning. In a month or two, the subdivision is going to come in for approval.
That going to fall on the taxpayers or the developer?
The developer.
All the construction of the street and the infrastructure?
Yes, the entire infrastructure falls on the developer.
Okay.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries.
Okay, item 10C, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for the voluntary annexation of a 479.25 acre tract of land out of Survey 279 and all of the existing right-of-way from the 3 county roads adjacent to the subject property, also known as Bob Euchre Street, from Rio Hondo Road to Woodall Avenue from Bob Euchre Street, west 764.44 feet, and the unnamed county right-of-way along the east side of the subject property located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Lot 499. Applicant, City of Harlingen, Planning and Development.
An ordinance extending the corporate limits of the city of Harlingen by annexing for full purpose a 479.25 acre tract of land out of Survey 279 and all existing right-of-way from 3 county roads adjacent to the subject property, also known as Bob Euchre Street, from Rio Hondo Road to Woodall Avenue from Bob Euchre Street west 764.44 feet, and the unnamed county right-of-way along the east side of the subject property, located along the north side of Rio Hondo Road, approximately 8,540 feet east of Loop 499, binding the land to all of the acts, ordinances, resolutions, and regulations of the city, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
With this annexation, we took over the northern part of Bob Euchre, correct?
From north of Rio Hondo.
Correct.
But I have photos.
He said that's the best part of the road.
It's just it's a beautiful drive. Such a nice street.
This one?
It has drainage, it has
I just
curb and gutter.
on it, it was like
You're
pocket,
talking-
like it was.
Not
You're talking
the
about the section
whole-
from Grimes going into that.
Yeah.
That's real bad. We're not taking that section in.
Okay. This is
Yeah.
this gets us straight to behind the airport.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then you hear, that's the Woodall section that we're annexing, another beautiful road. I encourage you to go out there and drive.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Great condition.
Fantastic. Motion approved.
Second.
All right, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, item D, consideration and possible action to adopt an ordinance on first reading for a special use permit, SUP, to allow an unmanned battery storage facility in a light industry district located at 1335 Memphis Street, bearing a legal description of the east 6.604 acres out of Block 3, Paul Hill subdivision, applicant Ravenvolt Inc., Planning and Development. This item was tabled during the December 18, 2024 meeting.
I'll make a motion to take it off the table and put it into motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It's out, off the table.
An ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Harlingen, ordinance number 16-8, to issue a special use permit, SUP, to Ravenvault LLC to allow a battery storage energy facility in the light industry LI district located at 1335 Memphis Street, bearing a legal description of the east 6.6040 acres out of Block 3, Paul Hill subdivision, subject to, one, the conditions outlined in the body of the ordinance.
There was a question last time y'all were here about damaging Memphis, which is a residential street. Are you willing and able to repair the road if needed?
And if you can just identify yourself
Yeah.
before speaking.
Hi, good evening. I'm Kenneth Cargill with Kinley Horn. I'm the civil engineer for the project. We've done an analysis of the road and found that the engineering estimate from the city was in line with what we would expect it to be. So Ravenvault and team have agreed that if they damage the road, they will repair it to existing conditions.
Bravo.
In past projects, we've had a lot of concerns and concerns about property taxes and all of that. And we've worked with other battery storage facilities to do Department of Energy type of, they're called community benefit agreements, which I believe you guys, it's an industry, it's pretty, in the industry is, yes, sir?
Oh, yeah, I'm Matt Alvarez from Ravenvault. I'm gonna handle the taxes. But sorry, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So that's been our standard practice and practice. I make a motion to approve subject to negotiation of a CBA with your entity and the road maintenance agreement. Thank you guys so much for working with us.
Just out of curiosity, what is it that you're asking for as far as monetary?
No, so what happens through the Department of Labor is that they would work with a local nonprofit, right, for a project of their choosing, right? That would be for the public benefit. So whatever project they want to pick, that would be to it.
And I understood this is to authorize Gabe to do the
Do the
negotiations, and then
correct.
that will come back too.
So, yeah, if you recall, the last entity, they wanted to do the animal shelter, right? And I think a previous one was with the soccer complex, things like that.
And then the library. Those guys haven't done anything, have they, as far
No,
as construction?
No, I apologize for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
The way they've negotiated, as I understand it, it doesn't kick in till, like, I think completion of the battery project, right? So,
Yeah, same thing with the library.
completion of the construction of the battery facility.
Right, and they haven't come in for a building permit yet. I think one of them is working on one.
The big project on Loop 499, they did apply for the building permit, and I think they're very close to selling the permit, so you should see it under construction very soon.
This is which one is it?
The one on Loop 499, close to the airport.
Okay.
And also the one on Harrison, just east of FM 509, that one also will be under construction soon.
I will
That's a smaller
second.
project.
I will second the motion.
Okay. And Javier, there wasn't any opposition from the community, is that right?
There were 2 phone calls, but nobody showed up to the public hearing with the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we haven't heard from them since. And then there was a newspaper article and nothing from the newspaper article.
Can you just get his contact information?
Yes,
So
I have it.
You have it?
and,
Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank you.
of the 2 main people from the application,
All right.
and tomorrow morning I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Lopez, second by Commissioner Kinsley. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item E, consideration and possible action to authorize the city manager to submit a letter to the Cameron County Judge to request authorization to annex Chester Park Road from the intersection of Palm Court Drive to approximately 220 feet north of the U.S. Expressway 83 frontage road. Applicant, City of Harlingen Planning and Development.
Okay, just for the record, this is an item in which Commissioner Lopez is abstaining from the vote. Is there a motion to approve?
I have a question.
Yes.
What is the purpose of annexing this road?
I can address that. Chester Park in this part of the county is out in the county, And so we asked Cameron County to make some improvements to the road, and they said they could not because it wasn't on their inventory list. Now, what that means, I have no idea. But they said they wouldn't make any improvements, and so the only way to make improvements to that road, because it's being,
It's in horrible shape.
yeah, it's in bad shape. So in order to make improvements to it, there are two options. One is to annex it so we can take it over and make the improvements, or two, work out some sort of MOU with the county. But every time we make improvements to it, we've got to make sure that they're included in the MOU, so we just decided to annex that particular section.
And there's a business that's impacted there, and it's just in an awful condition, and the county isn't going to
Do anything.
participate. And so, and this just makes it where the city is able to do so.
Thank you.
All right,
I will make a motion.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And there was one abstention.
Yes.
One abstention, I abstain.
Item F, consideration and possible action to authorize the Public Works Director to purchase a 2025 Ford F-150 XL Super Cab vehicle for $36,823 to replace unit number 328, a public buildings unit deemed to be a total loss, Public Works.
Go ahead.
I have a question. How did it get, was this involved in a car accident?
It was involved in an accident where the transmission didn't engage into parking. It rolled back and it hit a tree. And so it had substantial damages to where TML deemed it lost, a total loss.
Okay.
How fast was that tree moving, man?
The thing is that this vehicle is a 2011, so it's you know, it's an old vehicle, quite a bit of mileage, so that's why we didn't get much from TML.
In the future, would you mind just putting that little synopsis there of what happens to these vehicles, for all departments, right?
Sure.
If there is an incident like this, just give us a small synopsis.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. We already had a motion to approve?
Second.
Yes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Item G, consideration and possible action to approve an extension on the contract between the City of Harlingen and Dr. Robert Kellogg, DMV, to continue providing services to the Harlingen Animal Shelter Health Department.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission. This is just an additional 6-month contract for Dr. Kellogg. He's been working with us almost as long since we opened. We appreciate him and all the work that he's doing, and we would like to extend his contract another 6 months.
Same cost or different cost?
Actually, he's had some things come up, so he's going to have to reduce the number of hours he's spending with us, so the cost has been reduced in this contract compared to the others.
Motion to approve?
Question. Oh, sorry, one last thing. Why just 6 months? Like, why not just bang out a year or?
I asked him the same question.
Yeah, right, like, why keep coming back?
He doesn't want the year contract. He only wants 6 months.
Okay, it is what
At
it is,
this
right?
point, that's what he's comfortable with.
Cool, that works. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'll second Commissioner's motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Item H, consideration and possible action to accept or deny a donation offered by the Lieutenant Thomas Barlow Chapter National Society Daughters of the American Revolution for 2 30-gallon-sized native trees to be planted at Pendleton Park Veterans Memorial Parks and Recreation.
We should have probably done this before.
Probably
But
see those.
we've got a motion, okay. We have a second?
Second.
Question, sorry, last thing, I apologize. We're gonna put a little plaque for them, right? That's gonna acknowledge their contributions to the beautification of the park?
They did not ask for that. All they asked us to do is to dig the holes and plant the trees.
Do you want a plaque? We can.
I would like a plaque,
Yeah.
because it's,
Yeah.
yeah, they're going out of their way.
We-
I think it's awesome that we have a local chapter. I didn't know that they existed until they presented today, so I would love to acknowledge them and thank them for their contributions,
And
not only
their-
this, but past contributions to the city.
I'll
we
get
can-
with them and see what they wanted to put on the plaque.
Is
and-
that okay?
Yeah, we can do that. We'll just have to work with them to figure out what they want on it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Did you? I think that we should have the
Had a
kids.
motion.
They had a motion. Yeah.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Item I, consideration and possible action to approve a 3-year lease agreement with RGV Pro Soccer Project Organization for the use of the field and facilities at the Harlingen Field Parks and Recreation.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commission. Javier Mendez for the record. I'm the Parks and Rec Director. This agreement here, if you all recall, we had presented the concept to you all back in December. And so I'm coming back to you now with a draft of the agreement. Mr. Colby is needing an agreement with us to be able to, I guess, get his credentials approved so that he can get this league started. As you all recall, I came to you all with some cost estimates of what it's going to take to be able to bring the facility up to standards for them to use. And so attached to the agenda, of course, is the draft agreement. And just to kind of summarize, what we're requesting is approval for, as far as the compensation, we were asking for $1,000 a month. And this would only apply to the months that he would be occupying the facility, which would be May, June, July, and August. He would take care of all the concession. He would be collecting that, and that would be 100% his. Any ticket sales would be his. And then, of course, if there's any charges for parking, which he did not want to do, he said that there is a stipulation in the agreement that he'll be able to collect those fees as well. One thing that I do want to share with y'all is there was one section in here that he brought to my attention, was under concession rights. I believe it was A, which I did leave in there. It was a 5%, what he would be paying us for his sales. I removed that. I think it's cleaner if we just charge him a base rent rather than having to audit his books and see what he's selling and trying to collect that 5%. So I told him that we took that out, and so we just leave it at $1,000 per month.
Something I'd asked for when this thing came up was that we put language in there that he promote and staying in local hotels. I don't see that language in here.
Okay, I can definitely do that.
The other thing I wanted to, and this is my fault, I meant to kind of talk to Gabe about it, and I did talk to Javier. We talked to them, and one of the suggestion was, because in terms of promoting tourism and all that great stuff, given that the monthly fee seems to be kind of a nominal amount, instead of charging this $1,000 per month as a pilot for the first year, instead asking for things like ensuring hotel stays and things of that nature, and also promoting Visit Harlingen on their jerseys. And so his idea was it could be in a prominent location on the jerseys where it says,
like the Tecate is, or the
whatever,
the airlines, the Emirates,
like
or
whatever the
whatever,
big.
right?
And he
Yeah.
said that
Visit Harlingen, real big.
What was it, Javier, that would be like a $3,000 sponsorship or something like that? But obviously, there would be, it would be more value than the 1,000. But that's what I guess the goal is for the jerseys. But to have Visit Harlingen either prominently in the front or in the back, wherever the city would like that, and then having Visit Harlingen on their step and repeat, and then when they have their out-of-town games to also have the same jersey, and to have some kind of commentary about Visit Harlingen during the game. And what else? I don't recall. I think he got a sponsor. Is he here? No.
No, I don't see it.
Okay, I was like, that's
But
interesting.
one other thing that he did mention was he wanted to work with the youth.
That's it. He's going to be
Soccer.
hosting at, I think at no charge, and he's got a sponsor, in the healthcare industry. I don't remember exactly which one, to put on youth kind of little clinics.
Clinics.
And so during that, they would, promote Visit Harlingen, but that's a service he's going to give to the community to work with the school kids that want to kind of go into soccer. And so that's something, if the commission wants to do, then they can negotiate that, or we could just keep it at the 1,000. But I'd like to see this become more of a push for tourism and see what that looks like at the end of their first season, and then, renegotiate. I think I told him, this is a nominal amount, but if you're very successful, the commission might come back and ask for more of a monthly fee, depending on, the success of
We
the.
charge $1,000 plus per use, not per month, yeah, so he's getting a pretty good deal. But-
Right, and
But if
that's.
the commission wants to do that, we certainly can.
It's just a way, I think, to kind of give the CVB some more opportunity to highlight themselves. And we're really not getting much. I think that this is insignificant. It's kind of, to me, the equivalent of the $1 that we do for the other rec groups. But, so that's an option. It's up to
So
the commission.
I'm confused. You want to design their shirts?
No, on the jerseys, they have sponsorships, and so, and instead of us paying for a sponsorship, it would just say Visit Harlingen on their jerseys. Just like any other team, they have a name on their jerseys, it would have Visit Harlingen.
Right, and it's also a form of compensation to the city, right? So it's the $1,000 plus use, and then on top of that, compensation to the city would be the sponsorship position, correct?
Okay, then I have a couple questions. Are they, do they have a tax ID number? Are they a legal entity at this time?
Not at this time.
Okay, and so they do not have any insurance at this time?
Not at this time. So
What comes first, the chicken or the egg?
So what he needs is, I guess, the egg, right? So he's going to need this agreement in order to get the credentials to create this league. And then so that the organization that he would belong to would provide the insurance for the group and for the facility. And then, of course, he would create whether it's a LLC or anything, the corporation.
Okay.
To Mike's point, I think it'd be important to make sure that those conditions
Are met, yes.
are in the contract, so that way everything is clear to say, this is conditioned upon having the appropriate insurance and, what was the other?
Tax ID number and appropriate insurance.
Right. And then make sure Mark looks over it as well.
All right, so then I'll make a motion to approve this contract, subject to the sponsorship negotiations which will be led by the city manager, the hotel language that I mentioned earlier, as well as Commissioner Mesmar's conditional language regarding LLCs, EINs, and appropriate insurances. Did I hit everything?
And Mark giving its blessing.
Subject to legal.
And we're going to waive the $1,000 a month. We're still going to charge them $1,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
$1,000, then on top of that would be the logo position, right?
Well, I think it was to not.
Oh, so you want to get rid of the $1,000?
Yeah, that's what
To have more than 1,000 in, giving more than $1,000 to the city and having that numerical value of what it is that they're giving to the city instead of the 1,000. So if it's, obviously if it's not that much, then it wouldn't be worth it to the city. So that it would be whatever the value is for each of the services to be provided and on the contract. But if you want to do both, I mean, I think we could have Gabe negotiate that and see what it is that what we can and cannot do, or
Right.
what they'd be agreeable to.
Yeah, that works. Oh,
So,
Have Gabe negotiate.
yeah, negotiate both.
the vote?
Yes, sir.
All right.
One thing, Javier, one thing that I do ask for, come May, at the end of May, June, July, and August, since they're just starting off, I want to know the cost of maintaining the fields, the utility expenses, the maintenance to the buildings, which also is part of the lights, the audio, the parking, et cetera. Everything that you have here that we're going to provide, that we're picking up.
Okay,
So we can try to determine a break-even point,
sure.
okay? Thank you.
And we also need to keep in mind that these are our fields, we should be maintaining them, and we want to ensure our asset is, keeps its value. So even post this team, we should continue to move forward with maintaining the grounds, just like any other park or facility that we have in the community.
And I really, really, really like your idea about this, like, logo stuff, right? And even putting it on the front of the stadium, and then even on the scoreboard, things like that, so whatever.
It gives
yeah.
us opportunity, I think, to really highlight Harlingen in a big way. And this may be, this may.
Eat,
this
shop,
may-
stay in
yeah.
Harlingen, all that stuff. I love it. Great job. I've never thought of that.
Okay, so, did we vote already?
No, we had a motion.
We have a motion, we need a second.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item J, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution authorizing the city manager to submit a grant application to the Texas Parks and Wildlife Recreational Trails Program Special Projects Department.
Do you have a motion?
The Mayor, City Commission, we have two options, and I'm going to present to you. So this one here is Victor Park. And so we selected this one because there's no trail at Victor Park currently. The only thing that we have is, of course, the sidewalk that runs along frontage and connects to Arroyo Trail. So our thought was is that we would design a trail that goes around it. It doesn't have to be like this, but this is just, an idea. We can kind of run it also through M Street. Or we can move this section here on the sidewalk back away from the frontage. But what I like about this one is that it connects to an existing trail that we have, which is the Arroyo Colorado Hike and Bike Trail. The other thing is that up here on top, there's this drain right here, irrigation. We want to apply in the future to the state, to TxDOT, to see if we can build a trail running from frontage all the way up north to Fair Park and connect Lonsey Hill Park. So that will make the connection to Victor, to Arroyo Corral Hike and Bike Trail, and to Lonsey Hill Park as well. The next one we got is Soccer. So here we have an existing trail. It's about 1.2 miles. It's crushed granite. A lot of the grass is already growing in, so there's no curb, not like what we did at Vestal. But what we wanted to do is in the application, is to submit or include this additional trail or section of trail connecting to the existing one and then improve the existing trail. So it'd be two-part. One would be construction of a new trail and then improvement of the existing. And so those are the two projects that we are proposing. Hopefully y'all could select one that we could submit to Texas Parks and Wildlife. And the grant is due February 1st, and the construction amount is $300,000.
Which one do y'all think?
That's what's
has
for Anna, yeah.
Number two, this one? Then let's do, if you think that this one has a higher chance of getting the grant approval, let's just do that.
Oh, here comes the boss.
It would just need to slightly modify the layout to make it a little more appealing. And then I think Javier and I discussed that we would definitely need to resurface or maybe change the material of the existing, kind of renovate the existing trail because it's not in good shape. And then add some amenities. But this is just preliminary.
So,
Don't leave, Anna.
basically, you're saying this one has a better chance?
In my opinion, yes. I mean, it wouldn't be this exact same layout,
But,
but the location is pretty good.
yeah,
It's a
because
good candidate, and I think the fact that, based on the comments, that it doesn't qualify for CDBG, I think it will be a good project to pick for state funds.
I say we trust Anna, she's our rock star.
No, I'm not questioning her. I'm just hoping that somewhere down the line, the Victor Park can be connected to the other portion and then go north.
Well, we have another grant application too that we're gonna propose, so you'll see what we're trying to do there.
All I ask on these trails, Javier, is that the number makes sense for how long they are. I don't want it like 1.75 miles, and then you're trying to like do the math when you're running on it. You're like, how many laps do I have to do, and where do I need to stop now? So like, make it 1 mile, half a mile, quarter mile, right, or a mile and a half, right?
Not
Like, make it just super easy.
1.82.
Yeah, not 0.82, bro, because you get a lot of angry people.
And I do want to say, want to say how much we value Anna, and I don't know if the commission is aware, but we were selected for the Texas Parks and Wildlife grant that Anna worked really hard on for the construction of a rec center. So that's amazing for Harlingen. She was just recognized by the COG for her work and her team and everything that she does for our community. So we value your opinion, and if you think that this is the best project to put forward, then I highly encourage the commission to follow that guidance.
So this will be a vote, yea or nay, on Harrison,
Correct. It's the Harlingen
correct?
Soccer Complex.
Just this one. Okay.
Yep.
If
All right.
we can just, in the future, think about stocking those ponds. Right? We talked about it, so that'd be great. Make a motion to approve that we put this park forward, the Harrison Park, the Harlingen Soccer Complex Park. Second. For this grant.
And I want to hear about all the times that Daniel goes out there to run that
The
trail.
8.82 miles, yeah, right?
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item K, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution authorizing the city manager to submit a planning grant application to the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization fiscal year 2025-2027 Transportation Alternative Set Aside Grant Program, Special Projects Department. Sorry. My apologies. Sorry.
It's okay.
Ready?
Amanda's only been gone a day.
So sorry. It hasn't
All right, calm down, Jake, calm down, all
even
right?
Oh, my God. We love you too, Melinda.
So I just wanted to introduce Robert Hernandez. He actually put together the layout. This is the project that we discussed among the three departments, special projects, engineering department, and the parks department as well. So this is an application for planning, and I think he should be able to provide an estimate. It's still in the works.
Okay.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is Roberto Hernandez. I am the Assistant City Engineer. So for this project, it goes back to the question about connecting Victor Park. What we're asking is to submit the application for a planning grant. And it's essentially connecting four trails that were in high priority. And it is the Dixieland. It's approximately 0.9 miles. It connects from Lincoln, the Dixieland Reservoir going north to Lincoln. Then it goes east along Valley Vista Mall. That's approximately a 1.2 mile extension, and from there it's going to split two ways, going north towards the Long Sea Hill Park and then to Victor Park. Essentially, with this monies, we're going to be able to look at where is the best location to install solar lights, how wide the trail will be, and get the monies to perhaps hire a consultant to the full plans, and then go back to the entity for construction monies. But as of now, it's full planning grants.
Along Dixieland, we already have sidewalks there?
Yes. So it would be extending it to 10 feet or 8 feet. As of now, most of our trails are being extended from 5 to 10 feet.
Widened?
Yes.
And are you talking about widening into people's yards or widening into the street?
No, so as part of the planning would be determining where the right-of-way is. That way we could determine if it will fit. So in some areas, it might be just 8 feet, but ideally it would be 10 throughout the whole project.
But we stay within the right-of-way?
Correct.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, we'd have to stay within the right-of-way, for sure.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item L, consideration and possible action to approve a resolution authorizing the city manager to submit a construction grant application to the Rio Grande Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization fiscal year 2025-2027 Transportation Alternative Set Aside CAFA Grant Program, Special Projects.
Hello, Roberto Hernandez again. So for this project, we're submitting an application for the TESA grant. It is approximately, we have a preliminary budget, we're still working on it. It is approximately $3.28 million that would incorporate solar lights, amenities such as hydro station, canopies, bicycle repair shops, the mini stations, emergency call shops, trail counters, and it would incorporate approximately 4 miles of 10-foot wide with a typical, if you go out there, phase 1 and 2 is asphalt, same profile here. And in addition to that, since you are crossing the Arroyo Colorado, we will be adding approximately 4 pedestrian bridges so that you could cross from one side to the other. Towards the east side, closer to FM 509, you see that it performs a loop. So that's where you have 2. And then also on the west side, south of Hugh Ramsey Nature Park.
Okay, so I have a few questions. The Phase 3, that's through Parkwood,
Yes.
okay? And then Phase 4, that's through Treasure Hills? And you're gonna have a path on both sides, on the east?
Yes, so on phase 4, this project is only phase 4. The application that we're requesting is for the planning and construction of phase 4.
Okay.
So that's probably the purple dotted line. And yes, it goes to Treasure Hills, and then it loops around. We're gonna use 2 pedestrian bridges to kind of.
Okay, so in Parkwood and in Treasure Hills, there are 22 people who own property to the water, literally halfway to the water. And that would require eminent domain to seize those private property lands. And I am vehemently against this.
So the Parkwood neighborhood, that will be phase 3, and that's not the portion of the trail that is being presented for your consideration.
Okay, but on the, what are these streets, they're not marked here. Where is Clifford and these other streets here?
So phase 4,
Yeah, in
will
phase
start
4.
at the Hugh Ramsey Nature Park.
Okay, and
And it will-
there's already a path at Hugh Ramsey along the arroyo. Will this interfere with any property owner's
It
properties?
should not. It should not, because it travels through the, there's actually city property along Hugh Ramsey. There's like, I don't know, 40 or 50 acres. And then the only property, it's within the floodway, so technically it shouldn't affect anybody's right of way.
Okay, and then on the north end of this in Phase 4, that's the old city dump, correct?
It's a sewage, or
Yeah, and then the sewage plant and all that. And so this path will, being on the north side, will be on the old dump and the sewage site, correct?
It shouldn't, so one of the things that we did research with EPA, we checked on that, and it should not be any sort of like environmental factor or any concerning health factor.
Okay, so the federal government will allow you to dig up and pave on the old dump without creating literally a federal case?
Technically within the floodway of the arroyo, so it wouldn't technically be on the.
On the dump.
Right, yes. So I think it's kind of, it will be outside of that.
Okay, and so Phase 3, status and design.
Yeah, that's a separate application.
Yeah, I will repeat, I will fight that to the end. So this is for Phase 4 only?
Phase 4 only.
Thank you.
Are we good? Is there any other discussion? No? Get a motion?
Motion approved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Item M, consideration and possible action to authorize the city manager to submit the participation form to enter into the Kroger opiate settlement, city manager.
This is a lawsuit that the federal government filed for the opioid settlement, and they've reached an agreement with Kroger. So this simply allows us to collect a portion of the proceeds that Kroger pays back to, I believe it's the Department of Justice, but I'm not really sure.
Interesting.
We've had a similar agreements already in place with the agreements that the federal government has reached.
As we have no Krogers here, why would we get money?
It's a nationwide,
Oh, I understand.
yeah, but we would still get money.
There was a financial, I forget how they did it, but there was a breakdown by like population and then like, I want to say even like prescription writing. So there's a formula because as part of the settlement, the defendants, which would be Kroger in this one, had to agree to the settlement, right, or agree to that formula.
Yeah.
So every entity is getting like 83 million sounds like it goes like a long way, but when you start spreading it among everyone, it's like, yeah, $12,000. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
we're
not a
at.
lot.
I could do a 20-minute monologue on the absurdity of all of this, but I won't.
It's like when you get the check in the mail when you're
The
part
Bank
of
of
it and you
America,
get
right?
30 cents.
Yeah, 30
Like,
cents.
you want me to cash this?
I do.
Okay.
Motion
So,
to approve.
yeah.
Second.
All those in favor say
How
aye.
much money
Aye.
is, how much money are the,
They haven't told us yet. We have to agree to this first before that
Okay.
comes.
Yeah, but it's
Aye.
estimated at 12,500.
Okay, and everybody else voted? Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Item N, discussion and possible action to appoint a Chief of Police Review Committee for the position of Chief of Police for the City of Harlingen City Manager.
Well, as you know, Chief Kester is leaving, and so we've started the advertisement process already. And so what we've done in the past is the city for this position has appointed not a search committee, but a review committee, so that once we get the applicants in, then the committee that's appointed by the commission will actually look them over and then decide who they want to interview, and then conduct interviews, and then make a recommendation to the city manager who'll bring it to the commission. And so, I'm not saying we have to do that again, but it's up to the commission to decide.
You know, what I was thinking about this is this position, especially for District 2 and District 4, is so important that we want to make sure we get someone that is really good for this slot, right? We want to make sure that they have an excellent reputation, that they are good stewards of the public trust and all that. So what I thought, instead of necessarily it being our picks, that, you know, Gabe reach out to HPD's partners, so it'd be like the District Attorney's Office, DEA, DPS, and that they would then, you know, have someone that represents their agency review these applications so that we get someone that's well-respected amongst the law enforcement community.
And I was thinking that we can go with retired police officers that are judges or current judges, former judges or current judges. And they would be local and they would know the area. I'm referring to the Harlingen, not necessarily just the county or the Brownsville area, but Harlingen. Now, I can think of two individuals right off the bat. One was here when we got sworn in. And you know what I'm referring to?
I don't know. Who are you
Oscar
talking about?
Guerra?
No, I was thinking of Judge Cano, Judge Wise,
Well,
Judge,
I agree with Daniel. I think that this position is extremely important. As lawyers, we know that sometimes judges aren't the ones that interact directly with the
Outside of search
department.
warrants.
Right, and so I think that they're a little detached, and they should be. They need to be neutral parties, and so they don't really kind of get in, they don't have those intimate relationships because it would be improper and unethical, and I think that that could potentially be, they might not want to serve on such a committee. But having these individuals from the different departments, because they already work with one another, I think brings value. I think the community will feel that we are taking this seriously and that we're giving it, we're being thoughtful about it, and we're making sure that our partners that we work with, whenever there is a serious issue, I think we've talked about, and it's none, we have no jurisdiction or authority, but, school districts and issues, when you see some all across the country, when there is that necessity, you have all these agencies working together. It's important that they have a good relationship. The only thing that I think that I would add, the only thing that I would add to this is that we would include maybe one or two lawyers, one that would be with a human rights type of. Civil rights agency, or the ACLU, or Texas Civil Rights Project, or those types of attorneys. And in addition to that, maybe a defense attorney, so you have both sides, and those are the ones that are always going to be interacting with the police department, and you get a really good perspective because you have both sides. I think that would, I know that that's not typical, and that's not what the city has done in the past, but I know in the past, the city has tasked the commission of just appointing community members. Although I do have a lot of respect for our community, I think that, we probably in this position want to have someone that knows the right questions to ask, what to look for. And the only other thing I would add is that Gabe be part of this committee and have a vote on the committee, because he brings the historical value from the city, knows exactly what this commission expects, and I think you said it perfectly, of having big shoes to fill, and so we want to make sure it's the right candidate, and ultimately this commission is going to be making the decision anyhow.
Of those that you're suggesting, how many of those would have been former police officers?
Probably all of them.
Former PD,
Harlingen PD? Is that what
just
you're saying?
police officers.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, but what you're saying is DEA.
So I thought, that what agencies does HPD, or what do we have that, they have a big influence? So DEA, FBI, HSI, which could consider Customs and Border Patrol, right? You would think DPS, you would think, those would be the ones that come to the top of my mind. The District Attorney's Office, because all the cases that we present would, for the most part, go to the District Attorney's Office. If they don't, well, federal agency would go to AUSA's office, right? And then criminal defense attorney, if that's the way you want to go, you could do Nat Bettis, if he was willing to do it. Nat Bettis is a top criminal defense attorney. He was former BPD officer. He does very well in criminal cases because he understands police protocol well. You could pick, or you could also do Noe Gatsa. Noe Gatsa is a criminal defense attorney, but he was a special prosecutor in the El Gallito case, so he's worked very closely with HPD very recently. Civil rights attorneys, I do civil rights defense, so I'll let you guys pick on who you guys want as the civil rights attorney, but I think that would be a good idea as well. Gabe brings in the administrative aspect of it, but I think those are in my mind, if you want a good committee that understands law enforcement from different aspects and that are going to interact with HPD, I think those would be the agencies that first come to mind, right?
And I think instead of having, this is just my opinion, instead of having the commission designate who out of each of these departments, just task Gabe. Gabe is the city manager. I feel confident that he's able to reach out to these different agencies and see, who would want to be their representative, and if they even want to participate, because they may say no, right? They may say no, we don't want to, and then we'd have to come back here and decide something else if they decline. But I think that they'd want to participate, and it shows how we are, collaborating with others to get input. And like I said, at the end of the day, the commission will make the decision anyhow. But it would be good to have recommendations that will be brought forth by the city manager from a group of well-respected individuals that work hand-in-hand with the Harlingen Police Department. Thoughts? Does that sound kosher?
Sure.
Bettis?
I already have my nominee.
Okay.
All right, Rick Rodriguez, retired resident agent in charge of DEA Brownsville. Already spoke to him, he's willing to participate.
That works, and that would check in my mind, the DEA box. Yeah, that's fine with me.
That's part of, and I think to your point of, retired or, currently in the position, is just having that experience. And that's what that does. That brings that experience from that agency.
And what's the timeframe? What timeframe are they gonna have? Like, are we giving them a timeframe?
I think that's important. I didn't think about that, but we want to
Haven't
make
thought
sure
about that.
it needs to be filled.
Quickly, but I think we need to get good candidates. I don't want to hire somebody just for the sake of hiring somebody. It's got to be a good fit. The committee has to feel comfortable with the applicant, and so do I. And so I think that I'd like to have somebody on board within 3 to 5 months. But
That'd be great.
yeah,
And you've got an interim that you want to appoint.
I'm going to appoint Freddie Albiot as the interim chief of police. He's a deputy chief right now.
And I think that he'll do an incredible job and will give you the opportunity to make sure that you have a really good candidate. And having him, I think he's been there 30 years or
He's been there a while.
something, or maybe 25 years. I don't know. I can't remember what he said, but, so the department is it will be in good hands while you're going through this search. But we definitely don't want, a year down the road that we still haven't filled it. So I think 3 to 5 is pretty aggressive. I think that's great, but nothing more than 6 months.
And we've already had quite a few applicants come in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good.
When it was first announced, they started sending resumes to HR, but we need them to go through the portal.
Guy hasn't even had his retirement party and everyone's already turned in their hats.
I know, right? Can you believe that?
Wow, shameless.
That's my question. So it's still gonna be open to everyone, so everyone can still apply?
Correct.
And all these applicants are just gonna be vetted by that committee that you guys from each of the different agencies, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
And then based
They're-
on this.
We're gonna get their recommendations
Yes.
With Gabe's, yeah.
with Gabe.
So I would say we make Gabe the chairman of this committee because he needs to be, he sets the timeline, like you said, and he understands everything else. Yeah.
I mean, I talked to, because we have the Mayor's Alliance and talked to 2 other mayors and they do things completely different and their commission is their committee. And so, I think this gives the community just an extra layer of confidence that we're taking this extra step before it comes to us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
All right.
so,
I'll make a motion to proceed forward. We have the representative from the DEA. He's the assistant ASAC, right? That's what they call
He
him.
was a resident special agent in charge.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy. He came highly recommended very soon. So yeah, we move forward with the different agencies. Gabe, you'll be the chairman of the board, and then please get us within the 3, or what'd you say?
3 to 5.
3 to 5 months.
and then maybe provide us with a list of who's on the committee and present,
Oh, I'll do
that can be in a memo or something, so that way we all know with a little, either a resume or a summary of, where they're coming from.
Correct.
All right.
If you could send me Rick Rodriguez's contact.
So how many people are we gonna have on this committee?
I imagine so you would have, just off the top of my head, right, so you had to have a DA's office, a representative from DEA, FBI, Customs and Border Patrol, we'll put them together, HSI 5, and then if you were to have a criminal defense attorney and someone from civil rights attorney, you would have 7 plus Gabe 8.
I'd be surprised if the FBI wanted to play.
That's my point. I don't
Yeah.
know if they're, I think maybe others would, like HSI probably will,
DPS,
DPS,
something like
but
that.
I don't know but that would be good if they do, and we want to extend the offer.
Right.
And as long as you have, I think, at least 5 people that are in the committee, then you're in good shape. I think my opinion would be Ed would be good for the DA's office, but I know he's got a lot on his plate, but
Yeah.
that would be my recommendation.
And
I
then,
know Luis Sainz said he was interested, because
Oh, really?
I asked him because he had been on the committee when addicts had been selected. So Luis Sainz said he would do it.
Okay, well, there you go.
did you account for a defense attorney too?
Well, that's because it's 7, right? Like that's, just think of those
Just
agencies.
a
and then-
minimum of, I think, you need a minimum of 5 people, including yourself. So
You already got 2.
we have the other agencies, and if they decline, then, you'll have a smaller number. But, yeah, a defense attorney and a civil rights attorney. There'll be some interesting conversations in that group.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But everyone's at the end of the day going for the same thing. They want justice to be done, right?
Right.
So I make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Moving on to item 11, board appointments, specifically appointment or discussion on possible action to include appointment and/or removal of any position subject to appointment or removal by statute, ordinance, or bylaws.
I have none. None.
On these boards, Gabe, we haven't been getting these applications to review before. Is there a reason why that's happening? I know initially we would get the board applications so that the commission could review before making nominations and.
You mean like the candidates themselves?
I remember when, to that point, I remember that when I first got elected, anyone I wanted to appoint to the board, they had to do that application. That application was sent to everyone. And then, I think like a week before, Amanda was pretty strict about that. And then we would all vote, right? So at least each of us knew, okay, who Joe Blow is when one of us appointed he or she, Jane Blow, whatever.
Jane, yes, no, I think it's important because we haven't been seeing these applications, and we've got some important boards that need to be filled, and I think, the commission, before confirming any of these appointments, should have an opportunity to at least review the applications.
Fernanda, are we still sending those out to candidates to fill out the applications?
We do,
You do?
yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's only to like whatever individual has
Okay, well,
appointed them.
what we'll do is we'll start that up again. and
We
make
can
sure
do that
We
again,
collect
okay.
them from candidates and then submit them to you guys for consideration.
And I would just ask that before we confirm them, that we have those applications sent to us. So did you send any applications out to any of the commission for any appointments?
Not that I'm aware of. And Cindy would be the one to,
What we'll do is,
yeah.
I'll have staff send you copies of the blank application, so if you have somebody in mind, you can just give it to them.
Yeah, it's on the website,
Yeah,
right?
They should be able to fill.
But what you're saying, Mayor, based on what I'm thinking you're saying, is you want it, like, when we get our agenda, you want that application with our agenda packet, so we
Correct.
have X amount of days to review, right?
Right.
I'm fine.
Okay.
And as we get them, we'll put them in.
We'll put them in the pack. Okay.
If that could just be our, because I want to say you're right, I think we were doing that initially. I don't know that they were part of our packet, but we would get them in the email kind of piecemeal,
right.
like,
We would just notify you that
Correct.
we have received this application, for the board, and then whoever decided to.
Because I know sometimes I get applications for board appointments that just come in because they know there's a vacancy.
Right.
But they shouldn't come just to me, it should come to the entire commission.
So you want, okay. Send it to all in general, okay.
All right.
And I think what we should include is those applications that we've sent out to candidates that we haven't received back, because that happens quite a bit.
And you want me to go ahead and start sending?
That
Okay.
Amanda would send out an application for a candidate, we just wouldn't get them back.
Right.
And so she'd call and call and
Mhm.
And we probably need to make sure that also that all our appointees have their TOMA training and that there's some follow-up from city secretary's office to make sure that that's done and then reported back to
Right.
the
Now, that-
respective commissioner.
that falls on the directors that oversee that particular board. They have to
Yeah.
make sure that they.
And then send that to
Okay.
city secretary's
secretaries.
office, so that way you can say, hey, Ford, you need your guy or gal hasn't done their TOMA training or it's been complete, check that off, the box. But yeah, it shouldn't be on city secretary's office. And then on that note, I think, and I could be wrong, but I want to say that I already appointed the shelter manager. Didn't I do that? And so it says here that it's still vacant. But
Yeah, because you did it, as I recall, you put the position, not the person.
Correct.
And you made a point of that specifically.
right, that's what I thought. So if we can just update that, and so that's not a vacancy for me.
Okay.
And I don't have any appointments.
I have two appointments, Utility Board of Trustees, Scott Alex, and Zoning Board of Adjustments, Jennifer Vasquez Colton.
I also have two for the Utilities Boards of Trustees, Don Ray Leonard for Steve Brewer. For the Zoning Board of Adjustments, reappointing Rudy Martinez.
I have some too for the CDB, Community Development Advisory Board. I'm going to appoint Vanessa, I always have trouble with her last name, Corabias? Yes, that one. Okay. I always have trouble with her
I
last
just
name.
feel so much better about my Spanish when I talk. Like, my Spanish is bad and yours is just terrible, man.
I cannot pronounce.
Mine's very bad, yours is terrible, man. So-
Just with their last name. Also for the Parks Advisory Board, I'm going to appoint Leandra Villarreal Ruiz to the Parks and Advisory Board.
Okay.
And then I'm going to reappoint John Guevara to the
Guevara.
Guevara to the Harlingen Community Improvement Board.
Where's Fred Alviar, right? Like he. Guevara.
So, I am just going to reiterate the fact that we don't have any of the applications. Maybe before these appointments are confirmed that we should have those applications, but I'll leave that up to the commission to decide. The reappointments, they're already on there, but any appointments that are new, it would be good to follow policy and protocol, but you could do that at by the next meeting. I don't know if there's any urgency. Okay.
I don't see any urgency.
You guys want to wait or just go?
No, go.
You guys? You guys want to wait or go? Frank says go.
Well, I think it's good if we see the applications, personally. I mean, we've done it in the past. I think it's good to have them. I mean, I'd say wait.
Wait?
I
Okay.
agree.
I'm
I
sorry.
just the.
But we got to move quickly on this one just because of waterworks.
I know. Right.
So
I recommend
we
that-
table it, but all these applications need to be put in 2 weeks. Everyone, where you guys need to stay on top of them.
What that means is that, Hermelin, that we need to get applicants to all these new people.
Applications, yeah.
today. Yeah.
Okay.
Send them the application, they can fill it out, and then send them out to all the mayor and commission, all of them.
Because I'll just remind everyone, I know everybody knows, but the Construction Board of Adjustments, there was two, I didn't catch the names, two potential appointments, and this is a very important board. We've got a lot of work in terms of what we're trying to do in the city, and there's those decisions made by that board does not come to this commission, and they're not appealable. You have to file a lawsuit in court in order to overturn any of those decisions. So you got to really be thoughtful in your appointments. Same thing with the Harlingen Waterworks. Make sure that you're appointing individuals that you feel confident that can be in that role. There's a lot of work to be done with Harlingen Waterworks. We all know, what lies ahead, and so it's important to ensure that the people that are going to be on these two boards, and I'm fully confident that this commission will do that, but giving an opportunity for the commission to review these applications are going to be crucial. So.
I have a question.
That table, yes.
If we're tabling this till the next meeting, or is the Harlingen Water, are they gonna have a quorum?
I believe so, because my appointment has already will be confirmed, or is confirmed. I think he's going to be doing it at the meeting, so they should be fine.
Are you gonna be submitting an application so we can
I did.
review? You did?
And that was done a month ago or something. He's gone through the entire process already, and toured and spoke with the chair, with their attorney, did the training, and ready to go. So I think any appointment in that position, and I'm sure yours is going to do the same. It's I think I heard right? He's an architect, or your appointment is an architect, or
No.
no?
You mean to the water? No.
No? Okay, well, that's what I thought. Anyhow, I don't know the difference sometimes. My apologies.
The only one I would say is on, are we going to wait on all of them or what? Yeah,
I would say your reappointments are you don't need the applications because they're reappointments.
because like one of mine is a reappointment. She served on the same board, but now she's just going to be under me. So she was literally on the board.
Yep.
So then, yeah, I'll make a motion to approve all the reappointments.
So Leandra
Ruiz.
Yeah, she'd be a reappointment technically
Okay.
because she was on the board already.
Okay.
All right. And John Guevara.
And John Guevara.
And John Guevara.
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 Okay, yes.
Keep in mind that on mine, on mine, one is a reappointment, one has been on a different board. So to me, it shouldn't be an issue.
So your reappointment, there's a motion for the reappointment.
Right.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Item 12, executive session. All items listed in this section will be deliberated in closed session. Members of the public are not generally permitted to attend a closed session. Executive session items may be considered as an action item at the discretion of the mayor. However, City Commission will not take any action in closed session. Item 12A, consultation with legal counsel pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, 1A, to seek advice about reasonably contemplated litigation. Item 12B, consultation with legal counsel pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, 1A, to seek advice reasonably contemplated litigation.
Is there a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is now 7:44 PM, and we will retire to executive session.
I think we're back.
All right. The time is now 8:09 PM, and we are out of executive session and back into open session.
Item 13, action on executive session items. The city commission will reconvene in open session and may take action on any item listed in the executive session section of this agenda. Item 13A, consideration and possible action on items 12A and B as discussed in executive session.
Motion to approve, excuse me, motion to proceed as discussed.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We are adjourned.
I have to take a leave. That's the whole reason.